At one time, if you wanted a vehicle with 4 driven wheels, you were limited to just a handful of large trucks and full-size SUVs, most of which were used for work chores or off-road adventure. But times have changed. Now 45% of new vehicles sold in the US are equipped with either all-wheel drive (AWD) or 4-wheel drive (4WD), according to an Edmunds analysis of IHS market data. For vehicles that have AWD or 4WD as an option, 61% of buyers choose a model with either. In states with cold and snowy winters, this take rate is 90% or higher. So the popularity of vehicles that can send power to both the front and rear wheels is indisputable. But what's the difference between AWD and 4WD? And which is right for you? AWD versus 4WD terminology can sometimes be confusing, especially since AWD systems have become more robust and 4WD has gotten more sophisticated, blurring the distinction between the two. Adding to the confusion, various manufacturers often use these terms differently. Here's how each system works and the advantages and disadvantages of each. With this knowledge, you can make an informed decision when shopping for your next family SUV, midsize SUV, car or truck. What is all-wheel drive? As the name implies, all-wheel drive systems power both the front and rear wheels all the time. But in practice, there are actually 2 types of drivetrains that are called AWD. One does, in fact, drive all the wheels continuously, and some manufacturers refer to this as full-time AWD. The second, often called part-time AWD or automatic AWD, operates most of the time in 2-wheel drive mode, with power delivered to all 4 corners only when additional traction control is needed. How does all-wheel drive work? AWD systems, both full-time and part-time, generally operate with no input from the driver, although some offer selectable modes that allow a degree of control over how much power goes where. All the wheels get torque through a series of differentials, viscous couplings and/or multi-plate clutches, which help distribute power to the wheels so that the car's traction is optimized. The vehicle still operates smoothly under normal conditions. Full-time AWD and full-time AWD, both the front and rear axles are driven all the time. On dry pavement, this kind of AWD can help the vehicle handle better and ensure that full power gets to the road. And in slippery conditions, such as ice, snow or mud, it provides additional traction for safer, more confident handling. Part-time AWD in normal operation, part-time AWD sends torque to 2 driven wheels, either the front or rear, depending on the make and model. The system then automatically engages the other 2 wheels when road conditions demand extra traction. Modern part-time AWD uses an array of electronic sensors that feed information to a computer, which controls the amount of power directed to each wheel. All-wheel drive pros and cons. The best thing about AWD is that the driver doesn't have to make any decisions about engaging the system. Either all the wheels are being driven full-time, or the system itself is designed to sense loss of traction and send power where it's needed. AWD is available on a wide variety of vehicles, from compact sedans to performance models to all sizes of SUVs, giving you a broad range of choices. While AWD is able to work well in a variety of conditions, from rain to snow to light off-roading, it's generally considered a lesser choice by serious off-roaders. This perception is changing somewhat as modern AWD systems get better and more capable, but many drivers who like to venture far off the beaten path still prefer to decide for themselves when to engage 4-wheel drive. AWD also increases the cost of a vehicle and, in most cases, will reduce fuel economy. 4WD versus AWD in snow. Whether you have 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or you're running around in studded cleats, you can always lose traction if you go beyond the limits of grip. Your tires, your speed, and especially the road conditions are all a big part of maintaining traction. And, regardless of what kind of drive system you have, braking distances are increased in wet or snowy conditions. Thankfully, a vehicle with AWD or 4WD can give you an advantage in snowy or icy conditions, especially when it comes to establishing traction. The extra cost of a 4WD AWD is certainly worth considering depending on how you use your vehicle and where you live. Colder climates, especially those with hard-packed snow or ice, are more likely to see rapidly changing road conditions. For these kinds of conditions, AWD systems which can automatically engage four-wheel torque, are best. Many modern AWD systems will allow you to select a snow or low traction mode based on the road condition, but even systems left in automatic or default mode can act more quickly than the driver can. If you're navigating deep snow or more extreme conditions, 4WD is better. Icy hills and big snow drifts will be difficult for AWD systems, and 4WD systems will get you unstuck more easily. Do you need AWD or 4WD? Where you live and the kind of road conditions you encounter on a daily basis should be the main factor in whether you buy a vehicle with 4WD or AWD. Personal preference figures into the equation too. Cars, trucks and SUVs of all sizes are available with all-wheel drive. This means you have a wide range of vehicles to choose from if you go with AWD. These vehicles will provide increased traction during typical winter road conditions and, depending on the vehicle, they may even be up for a bit of light off-roading. These vehicles are great all-arounders and make the fewer compromises in terms of ride quality and fuel economy while providing power to all four wheels. A vehicle with 4WD is likely to make a few compromises in terms of ride quality and fuel economy, but it's a great choice for buyers who live in remote areas. If you encounter extreme weather on a regular basis or you enjoy challenging off-road adventures, 4WD is the right system for you. Vehicles equipped with 4WD are more likely to have higher ground clearance, which will help them manage deep snow, steep grades and rocky terrain. And, if you're looking for added driver control over how the power is delivered, vehicles with part-time 4WD and low and high range features are probably the choice for you.